Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, the channel founder and admin, and one of the hosts here. It's a pleasure to be with you today to have a little chat about Everton season tickets at the new stadium, Everton Stadium, Bramley Moore Dock. Now, I've done a few videos before talking about the same topic, which is what tickets are still available within the stadium and having a look around the ground to see what's left. Give with a little bit of analysis on the different aspects of the ground. And what I'll do today is just to give you a little bit of extra. I will give you the pricing structures. So just while I get that set up, I'll just take 30 seconds and we'll be back in a moment. So what I've done different this week is I haven't been kind of following what tickets have sold during the week. So I can just look at this blindly with you or with fresh eyes to see and give you my reaction to the changes in availability. So let's present the screen. So I've just logged on now. Hope you can see this. Welcome here to everyone watching. There's over 100 of you watching live. What are your circumstances, those watching? Are you waiting to get your season ticket? Have you already got your season ticket and you are curious to see what's still available? So this video is put out on the 24th of February, which is the Monday ahead of the Wednesday. So the tickets for 5+ years tenure will be on sale at 10 a.m. this Wednesday, the 26th of February. So this, based on what I've seen in the past, there's a big flurry of ticket sales around the Wednesday. So the Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, and then on the Thursday, and then it kind of mellows out. So I'd expect this to hold up till Wednesday. So don't be looking at this thinking all the tickets are going to be sold before the Wednesday 5 years tenure. It's not likely. Everyone who had the opportunity with 8+ years tenure already purchased their season tickets by now, more than likely. So this is for people really with 5 or more years tenure, or for groups who had a longer tenure who are waiting for someone else with lesser tenure to kind of get a group seat together. And I'll just very quickly give you an overview of the ground. I know a lot of people who've been following all the recent videos in this series will have heard this, but just for the benefit of everyone watching, this is Everton Stadium at Bramley Moore Dock. This is the West Stand. This is the East Stand. This is the North Stand, and this is the South. And the way it's worked out at the new stadium, the home end, which you could argue is the Gladys Street, has reversed. So the Gladys Street home end is at the south, and the Park End North Stand, if you like, is the north now. So and how that really affects things is just if you imagine Goodison Park and those who watched Everton's 2-2 draw against Manchester United, or I should say against PGMOL, will know that a lot of the Everton fans in the Gladys Street were holding their hand up, blocking the sun out of their eyes for large spells of the game. And that is because they had the sun in their eyes, of course. And this would be the equivalent. This North Stand certainly will have most of the sun. I imagine if you're sitting there, if you've sat in the Gladys Street before, you'll know it's quite annoying to hold your hand up like that for the whole game. So the North Stand, which may suffer with the sun, is coincidentally the cheapest part of the ground to sit. The opposite side of the stadium is the home end. The first, the lower tier, is all rail seating. You don't have to stand, so safe standing. You don't have to stand, you can sit, but all it will take is a few rows in front to be standing, and then it's a chain effect, and the whole block standing. Behind the upper tiers are all seated. The center of each of the sides, east and west, are full of corporates. The top section of east is club view. The away fans are situated in the northeast corner, lower, and that is with the bars in front, so it's standing. And the family section is this bottom corner here, 125, 126, 127. And that possibly is where I think the peak of the sun is going to be. So North Stand, you may have the sun, you have got the away fans, you've got the family enclosure, and to reflect kind of the less prestigious element of this part of the ground, it is considerably cheaper. So money talks, you're still getting the same overall experience, and that is why. But some of the more expensive seats tend to be some of these blocks either side of the hospitality, which really have sold out or are very close to selling out. So that's a little overview for you, and there's nearly 200 of you watching. Much appreciated. One little thing I'm going to ask you to do, just briefly before we go ahead. I've been doing this channel for 3 years plus. I want to try and reach 5,000 subscribers, but a little goal for me would be to reach 3,500 subscribers. We're quite close to that milestone. So do what you're told by a good friend of mine, Dan Friedkin, and hit the subscribe button right now. And if you haven't already, smash the like button and leave your comments below on the live chat. Or if you're watching back, leave them after the stream. I'm more than happy to chat with you and have a look at what's going on. So let's start with somewhere I haven't started before. It makes probably sense. I'll start in reverse. Let's go into block 001. This is to the right-hand side of the west. So if you look at this middle section here, this is the dugout, this is the corporate, this is the director's box. Naturally, really, really good view for these really expensive seats. Kind of like would you say half of the way up the stand even? Probably less, but just a really nice view. And so if you want to try and, if you couldn't quite afford to get in there for whatever reason, or it was sold out and you wanted corporate or hospitality, you'd move naturally to the side of that section. Perhaps you sat in the main stand previously. This is really the only place you could go, to the right, behind, or opposite, because so much of this central area is being taken by corporates, seats and directors and the boxes and all that. And that's fine because we need to make money. But perhaps you're in the main stand before and you want the equivalent, or you're really looking at 001. Now, the bad news that I can see here is every single seat in 001 and every single seat in 002 to this side has completely sold out. Wow, I am in 002, level with this prestigious seat. I got as close to that as possible. And I feel quite blessed, really, because they have sold out. And there were a lot of seats available after the last 8 years tenure, and these must have gone in the last few days, possibly Thursday, Friday last week, because when I checked it Wednesday, Thursday, there was quite a lot of availability around the front, and there was a couple on this front row. They've gone. Let's go into the corner 002 then. So, oh my goodness gracious me, all gone. 002. I know I had a couple of family members who are waiting to kind of get in our block. It doesn't look like they'll get a chance to get in there now. 002 almost sold out, bar these few in the corner, just to show you what you could get if you like to be low down in the thick of it. It's not a bad seat. But row 4, you can go behind. I'm imagining it's a similar situation here. It'll be probably fully sold out, but the back row. So let's have a look at 200 gone, a few on the back row of 201 and a few in this upper corner, but you're really high up there. The lowest you're going to get is 57. I mean, it's a great view of the match if you want to watch it like you're on telly. And loads in that 204 corner. Now, I don't know how I did this last time. Did I start with the lower tiers and then go behind? Can't really remember. Let's move into this corner. It's southwest 003. This is a standing section. Tons of availability in there naturally because it is the corner and it is standing. Behind that area, the seated area, 205, 206, plenty of availability in this corner. I imagine this will change significantly on Wednesday. It is a good view of the match, and it's as low down as you're going to get in an upper tier is in the corner, because as you move around, 207, 208 behind the goals, as you can see, both lower and upper. Well, the lower tier, completely to the right of the goal, people who don't want to see through the net, has sold out. 005, it's on its way out. I did predict that this would be the next block to go. On Wednesday, I said that this would sell out and then this will follow, and this will be last to go. And then it'll just be these back few rows of the upper. And that prediction is proving to be correct. Behind the goal, behind the goal, these have gone. So people have been happy to sit through the net. These have all sold out. And just got a couple there. I don't like that at all. You can't see the goal, the other side. It's as good as an obstructed view. I don't like that. And then if you want to get behind the goal, you're looking at row 60 in the upper tier. The back of that big wall. But there's a few seats there in green still available. As we go more towards the north side of the southeast corner, you can see sold out. And then the same as on the other side. You've just got a few front rows there on 09. And then you're looking at the corner. There's an odd seat there, maybe return, row 41. Someone snap that up tomorrow. Yeah. That's a great seat. On its own, for someone on their own. Can't go wrong with that. That's probably been returned to the club. Surprised. If you need two together, you are going considerably further back up to row 54. If you need a bigger group, you're coming around into this corner then. This is also the lower tier, number 10. East side, standing section. Still plenty of seats there in the corner. If you're like me, you'd probably like to be halfway up just to get some perspective, but be close enough to feel some atmosphere. There's a couple there. And so just to overview the prices for the south stand, let's just tell you now. So the south, where we've been looking, the lower tier is only available in two prices, either youth, which is 14 to 21, or for £570, or an adult for 760. The adult prices is kind of middle of the road of what you can expect at the new stadium. There is only two categories. I can't remember what the reason was. Oh dear, I do apologise. That is the Charlie the cat. Famous on many Follow Everton streams. But I can't remember what the reason was. I think they said there are no seniors in there, or you can go in as a senior, but you pay adult pricing. It's just a flat rate. Anyway, behind that, in the south stand, for reference, let me just zoom out just so these sections here. The lower half of the upper south is in a lilac bracket, which costs £199 for a kid. By the way, that's a flat rate across the ground. £332 for a junior. But I don't know why I'm telling this, because they're all sold out. You're not getting any ticket in the lower half of the south. So I'll just move on to the upper half of the south, which is in pink. And you're looking at £312 for a junior, £585 for a young adult, £780 for an adult, and £585 for a senior. So it's kind of middle of the road pricing. Okay, let's just check the comments to see if there's any in there. Peter Duggan, he's talking about the Man U game. Yeah, we can talk about the football later on, mate. So let's go out of this section now. If I've missed anything and anyone wants anything else off me, let me know. There's plenty of seats in the corners, lower, standing, and upper, but towards the back. Moving into block 11, unsurprisingly, and 12, there's not a single seat in there. I know for some people who've gone in 12, it was very popular, one of the first. It's kind of like your equivalent of Paddock, lower Bullens and upper Bullens, and it's sold out. 11 and 12, upper tiers behind are absolutely the same. A few seats in 216 towards the back, last 6 rows there. Moving into the middle, you've got your corporates and your main sections. These are all completely sold out. These have been long sold out. The upper tier club view, which is these central blocks 324, 323, 322. Well, this one sold out. These are nearly sold out. You really are not looking at a lot of seats. It's an odd spurious seat in club view here. Private concourse, no in, no out. The lower tier, 17, you may have been watching previous videos. I've been talking about 17. 17 has been ransacked for seats over the last few weeks. 17, I said that this was a great area to sit, and you can see it's completely gone after the first 6 rows in that section, and I'm not surprised. I think if I'd have been buying a season ticket with 8 years tenure, I'd have gone in 17 and gone as close to the centre as possible. Yes, you are by the way, fans, but listen, I sit in the park end now. It doesn't bother me too much. You want to get as close to the halfway line as possible. The way this stadium is built, it's not like Goodison with the 4 flat sides. There's a corner section. So where I am sat, just for interest in 1/2 in the center of this, you're level with the penalty box. Oh, you're not level with the penalty box. Ignore me. On the pictures, it made it look like you're level, and that's level. I'm in the box. I'm more level with the penalty spot. But what's interesting, what was my point? I can't remember what my point was. I completely lost my point. I'll come back to it. Oh, the corner, because you got the corner like in the Everton grounds, you haven't got the corners in the same way, so you're actually further along, but you're not. So that's a load of nonsense. Ignore me. 16 sold out, 17 almost sold out. There's no tickets in 18, 19, or 20 available because that's for the away fans. So you're right next to the aways. You're right next to the aways now. You can go behind and have the away fans beneath you. I imagine this has still got quite a bit of availability. Yeah. Starting to go more, you're just as further away you get from the halfway line, the more availability. And this 229 above the aways, and I think this is where they're going to get displaced for certain cup matches. 2 seats sold there, 2 seats sold. Maybe someone who needs a quick exit from the ground could get out really fast. Let's have a look. I think if you're a new season ticket holder or you're on the waiting list, this is the sort of area you're going to be looking at getting your first season ticket. And I can see why they've not gone front row, because you've got this piece of glass in front of you, which is a bit irritating. Why would you want that piece of glass? So you got your aways. I'll just zoom out. The price for this corner here, if anyone's interested, is the yellow seats. So the third cheapest in the ground, an adult at 730, junior 292, senior 547. They're just making it up, aren't they? Just plucking numbers out. Plucking numbers out of thin air. 300 of you watching. Thank you so much. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Turn notifications on. Charlie, when's the next test event? I don't know, Charlie, but I do have tickets for that, and I'll live stream from the ground. Spurious, not Spurrier, Mark. Very funny. Spurious seat. Like odd, erroneous, random. Okay, let's move away from this away section. There's loads of availability in there anyway. And imagine if you're on the waiting list. Only 2,500 seats, I believe, are being released on the waiting list, which to me tells me there's been a huge uptake on existing season ticket holders and those in corporates, and there was not going to be a lot left. Imagine it'll just be these north sections, and plenty of availability there in the northeast corner. As you can see, I'll just show you a little view of what that would look like. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You may have a bit of sun in your eye on certain matches, but then again, I look at that and I think I'm going to have the sun over me. You got your aways. If you don't want to get involved in the aways and you're bothered about safety or anything like that, then obviously, naturally, you wouldn't want to be around here. But, ooh, interesting. So we're behind the goal now. No, there's still bags of availability in the north and block 18. Show you a good seat in 18. Very similar to probably where I sit in the park end at the moment. Then you've got 235, 018, loads of availability, moving towards the goal. You can still bag a good seat here, right in the centre. think my mother-in-law and her husband are looking for season tickets. They've only got 1 year's tenure. This is the sort of seat I'd be telling them to get. Just ignore the sun you're going to get twice a year. I don't really want to sit on the end, but there's not a lot of choices you can see. Unless you want to sit on the back half or even back 6 rows in some instances, or even nothing of a side stand, mostly sold out. If you want to sit the back row in the corner, there's not a lot of choices there. The north, if you're coming in now, you've got loads in the north. You can get a great seat in the north. North stand is the same rate as what I said before. So £730 for an adult. And then you're coming into the cheaper seats in the ground. These are the family section seats. These are in cyan on the color coding, and they're £199 still for a kid. Same everywhere, but cheaper for a junior at £256, cheaper for a young adult £480. An adult is £640. A senior is £480. I don't know what the criteria is, whether you have to have a kid, but you're going to get the best atmosphere here. The kids used to be in these seats here right next to the dugout, but they realized these are where you make your money. So we pushed them to the corner. Listen, it is what it is. I completely get why. So if you're a kid now, going with your mum, this is the sort of view you're going to get. You'll see the south stand, all the displays. You'll see the corporates. You got the Bullins side, the north, and the aways. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And for the price, you cannot go wrong. And you can get close to the halfway line there. There was some in 128 are more available recently. I imagine this is a good one to pick up tomorrow. 128. This won't be available. The next batch. This is someone who can go in the family and wants to kind of be level on the side. It's a good seat. If there was 2 together, it'd be perfect. You're really struggling now for pairs and groups close to the centre of the pitch. You're not mad on this. So this is as good as you're going to get, but you're behind the goal on the side. But that's 2 together. You got your disabled section there in front as well. No comments. Right. Hello, Ian. I think these are the disabled sections as well. A lot of choice then. If you've got accessibility needs, they're going right round the ground. There are some boxes, of course. So this corner here, virtually anything has gone behind the family stand. And I think if you're coming in now with 5 years tenure, my overall thoughts, if I zoom out, you can't go in here. There's nothing there. There's a few at the front of 002. You can sit in the corner of the stand in the corner, I should say, of 003. Space availability. And at the back of this corner, there's few seats in the lower, more on the right-hand side, the front sort of 6, 7, 8 rows. In the centre, sold out. The upper tier, all of the first sort of 3/5, 4/5 even, I'd say 4/5 have gone. You're looking at the back. North lower, south, east lower. You've got a few seats, but they're more towards the lower section. So you get more towards the corner, loads of availability. Behind, again, loads of availability, but you're looking at the back half. These areas here, the lower's all gone. 216, I mean, it's all gone. There's nothing there. You won't even let me click on it. There's nothing to see. 216, there's a few seats there. Club view, you're looking at right towards the back. 17, near the aways, starting to fill up. 223, 226, plenty of availability. 227, 229, plenty of availability. 231, plenty of availability. That's here behind the away fans. So you're looking at around here. North stand, tons and tons of availability, even in great seats in the centre, halfway up, loads and loads. Upper and lower, loads of choice. Family enclosure, still plenty. Not so much 128 now. It's moving towards the corner, 127, and behind and in the corner. If you're on your own and you just want one good seat, there was a couple seats. There was like one really good seat, I think, that got returned. There's one in There was one over here, 128, which will sell tomorrow, I imagine. There was one odd seat. Someone should get this in their basket tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. It was an odd seat, wasn't there? There was just one. There it is. Row 41. That'll get snapped up tomorrow. There's another one here. Row 38. That's a good seat. So I sit on row Z in the park end. That's 25 rows up. That's like the equivalent of like row FF or something like that. No, it's not, is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. It's well further back than what I thought. But it's great. It's as good as you're going to get. Has anyone got any questions? Good morning, Blues. I have my ticket in the South Stand, section 8. Congratulations. Let's have a look at this area, section 8. Some good views of Illiman and Dye in here. Sold out. And nearly sold out towards 9. A little bit behind the goal line is a bit better than on the line. Yeah, because you would be able to see the penalty box clearer. Mark, I don't know. You mean general? I think they just held back some various seats in different areas. Morning Blues, hope everyone is okay. I've got my season ticket. Yeah, sorry, I've read that one already. Do you think there'll be an amnesty sort of thing to let people exchange the seats after a season to sit with friends? I think there'll be people, Ian, who don't like where they've got. Certainly from what I heard about the South Stand, it's very, very steep. You might get a bit older. You might not want to sit so high up. There'll be people looking to kind of exchange seats. The club will have to do something after next season. There's no transfers of ownership this season, but I do believe there's going to be some people who don't like where they're sat for whatever reason. Not that the view isn't going to be great wherever you're sat. They're just, for whatever reason, they're going to want to move. I don't know about exchanging to sit with friends. I know that you can pass your ticket on. There's no issue with that on a match-by-match basis. This is Jay Dunn. I'm looking at 003, 12th of March. Christ. I feel your pain because I've got family members in the same situation. 003, listen, I'm here to give my opinion, give my analysis. I wouldn't sit there. You're in the corner. You don't sit there. You stand. So if I've got to stand, I want to sit in the centre. At least make it worth my while. I wouldn't want to stand here. I think you'll have. It's just the standing for me. I wouldn't be bothered if I could sit. It's just if everyone starts standing up, you can't see anything. And you know, we were looking at the test event, and everyone was sat there with their like arms over the rails, and it just looked awful. It looks weird when people don't stand, and then the colour is grey, and then you've got the wall behind. It's kind of a bit hideous. They need to do something with this. I'd paint all these rails as well, but they're not going to do it because the paint will start flaking off. You're definitely closer to the pitch than you look in the pictures. Put it that way. That's what I've been told. This, you see how many seats are. You think you've got enough elevation. Then you look at that and you think you're really low down. You're probably not that low down. To answer your question, a reason I wouldn't get that is because I don't want to stand. If you're happy to stand, I would say you've got no chance of getting in this section. These will sell out tomorrow. Tomorrow, 009 will go. 005 will sell out. 004 will sell out. You'll be pushed into the corner. I suspect you might as well halve it. People who couldn't get in there that want to stand will go in here. And I suspect you'll still have probably the last 6 rows maybe and the front 3 or 4. Grandad sits in the Glad Street. If that's the South Stand, they better not put him too high up or safe standing section. He's 90 years old and sitting in the Gladys Street. The lower half, Peter, of the South Stand is standing. And at some point, it will be safe standing. They'll be putting more people in there, increasing capacity. We'll talk about the United game in a minute. I'm happy to answer any questions, by the way, while I'm still here. Love. Hello, Love. We have Stitch in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Can you have a look at the very back row of the southwest corner? $63. Jesus Christ, that is high up. And my dad currently sits in the top balcony, and he's moved down now to there. So ask him. He says the view is good in the top balcony, but it's very steep, very cramped. I don't know whether this is even higher. I think it is. I think this is taking it to Wembley levels. Yes, it was freezing. Mabsy from the channel was there. He was freezing. He was absolutely freezing coming out of the ground. And then you have to walk to queue up to a train, to get the train somewhere, to get your car, to absolute joke. They built a stadium where you can't get to it. You can't park. Yeah, they need plastic cards. Not everyone wants or can use their mobile phone. I want to pay. I use my phone to scan in, but I still want to have the physical card. 204. I've done it. Jay's right. No one gets put anywhere. People choose where they sit. They need to do something about the parking. I'm hearing a lot of people getting distressed and upset and annoyed about parking at the moment. At the moment, your travel options are get a shuttle in. Not a space shuttle, but it might as well be a space shuttle. Park somewhere and get a shuttle. I don't know the ins and outs of some sort of shuttle bus from Lime Street or or Goodison Park. I'm not quite sure. The council have backtracked on the disabled situation, so I believe you can park unless there's other parking restrictions. If you've got a blue badge, you can park in certain areas around the ground. It doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of spaces for those people and a lot of streets that are eligible, but there will be some blue badge parking. There needs to be some sort of drop-off point now for people to get dropped off, either taxis or a friend or someone giving them a lift, and then they could park the car somewhere and then walk in. Sandhills is not fit for purpose. That's what I've been told. It's absolute shambles. It was just everything I described on the video that I did. It's a joke. It was a joke for the capacity of the tester match. So goodness how it's going to be for when we've got 50,000 in there. It's not fit for purpose. And then just ultimately, let's just be real about this. People want to drive. It doesn't matter how many times you tell someone to get a train or a bus. What if you're in a group? Let's say you're coming from London. You're driving. You've got your dad. You've got your son. You've got your cousin. You've got your mates. 5 of you in the car. You drive up. You park. You go to the game. You drive home. You don't drive. Leave the car. Walk to the train station. Get the train. Get the bus. Get the shuttle. Walk a thing. It's not practical. So I really need to see, and I think for the benefit of everyone, we need to know what's going on with parking. It's all well and good selling 50,000 seats. We've got to be able to get to this ground. Let's be real. The council have got to do something for us. I get residents don't want hundreds of cars, thousands of cars even. Just checking something. The Stanley Park car park, which I know the people who run that car park, and it's very, very important, has over 1,000 spaces. I say we need we need at least like 2,000-3,000 parking spaces within the vicinity of the ground. I don't know how the hell they're going to do it. This is it, Jay. 4 of us travel in the car, not affordable. Exactly. My personal gripe is I work a lot of Saturdays. We haven't been moved a lot from Saturdays, 3 o'clock. And sometimes I need to get somewhere for 6:37. I need to be able to get out the ground as fast as possible. I need to be able to get in the car and drive off. I can't do it a mile walk to get a train, to get a bus, to get a plane, to get a ship, I can't do all that. I just need to get home to South Liverpool or to where I need to be. I don't have the time to do it. And if there's a group of us, as often there's a group of us, both my brothers have got season tickets. 2 of my friends have got season tickets. My partner / her mum / husband have got season tickets. We go in a group. We're not suddenly going to all cram on 8 of us on a train. We'd use a car. It is a lot more economical for us to use the car. Get some parking. Sort it out, Everton. That's all I'm going to say. I'll just briefly touch on the Man United game. We did do a post-match reaction. You can go and have a look at that. It was daylight robbery. It's a shame we are talking. There's so many different ways of looking at it. It's a shame we're talking about the refs. I think the ref for the penalty, he hadn't been shown the angles he was meant to have been shown. VAR was incorrectly applied. It wasn't a clear and obvious error. It was incorrectly used because they didn't show the correct angles and they misled the referee. There needs to be some sort of inquest in that, and I think we'll see the audio and we'll find out that he never looked at the Delit challenge. Really, really poor. Gutted that we threw away a 2-goal lead. That's another thing you can moan and say, oh, why are we conceding 2 goals at home to Manchester United, who are turgid? We were cruising in the match. We were handballing it to give them the penalty, the free kick. But still, it's so frustrating. They didn't create a being for 70 minutes. I can't remember Jordan Pickford making a save. To surrender a 2 goals lead, we have to give some accountability on the players for not seeing that game out. The third 2-goal lead that we have not gone on to win this season. But at the same time, you can throw it the other way and say, look at where we were 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. We were in the mud. We couldn't win a match. And now we're moaning at a draw at home to Manchester United, who beat us last 5 times. So plenty of food for thought there with regards to Everton. And we'll be back tomorrow with a preview for Brentford. And I'll be doing the post-match coverage and the build-up to the Brentford game on Wednesday night. So I look forward to being with you for that stream. And of course, as we look to try and hit our target of 3.5 mini target, the real target's 5,000 subscribers. But if you've enjoyed watching this video and found it informative, then hit the subscribe button for me. And let's try and hit that milestone. 3,500 would be lovely. Or let's say 4,000, because I know for a fact like 5, 6, 7, 8,000, even 9,000 people watched one of our stadium videos. And if every single person subscribed, would be absolutely flying. But people, they want to watch and they don't want to subscribe. But if you love it, turn notifications on as well. But by all means, please hit that subscribe button and let's help this channel grow and get to where it belongs. Yes, I agree. He had the subs warming up. He had them on the side waiting to come on. I think Everton had a throw-in bottom side, far left. Or there was a throw-in. He could have made the substitution and he didn't. And he let it go on and on. They were waiting on the side and eventually we conceded. Anyone could see we needed fresh legs. We'd lost energy in the midfield and we needed to make a change and we hadn't. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've been on for 40 minutes. So thank you so much, guys. I'll leave you here and with this. Thanks.